Today I'm going to share some really important information on how to get rid of your belly fat the easiest way possible. But first, let me tell you something that might shock you. The best exercise for burning belly fat isn't what most people think. I want to share some new information from a research paper that reviewed 54 different studies, and what they found will completely change how you approach belly fat loss. So the number one exercise for belly fat is actually walking. Walking beats high intensity. Based on this comprehensive study review of 54 different studies, walking actually helps you burn more fat off your midsection than high-intensity exercise. I need to explain the details. I'm not saying not to do high-intensity exercise, but you're going to get more benefit from walking than higher-intensity exercise. Even though I do recommend combining high-intensity interval training with walking. Why does walking work better? Well, high-intensity interval training tends to improve certain hormones, spike growth hormone and testosterone, and it's essential for growing muscle. But for pure fat burning, you're going to be more successful with walking. So, when you walk, you're actually doing a lower intensity exercise. For the first 30 minutes, your body burns stored sugar, which is called glycogen. But after those 30 minutes, you start burning pure fat. We want you to walk at least an hour, or maybe even up to 2 hours per day. Walking usually only burns about 200 to 300 calories per hour, which, honestly, doesn't seem like a lot. But here's the thing, when you walk, you're also reducing cortisol, which is the stress hormone. Plus, you're clearing out both cortisol and adrenaline, and those are actually huge barriers to weight loss. On top of that, walking can significantly improve your insulin resistance. Try getting a pedometer and aim for 8,000 to 10,000 steps each day. So, let's talk about some simple ideas to increase your daily walking. First, you could take your dog on a walk. It's a great excuse to get outside. Or maybe go with a friend for a little extra motivation. Try speeding up just a bit. Don't walk too slowly. Whenever you can, take the stairs or walk up hills for an added challenge. It also helps to find something in nature to look at, which, by the way, improves your parasympathetic nervous system. Try not to just use a treadmill while watching screens. You can make it a game. Track your steps and build on your numbers. If it's raining, walk indoors, maybe up and down the stairs or around different rooms. And walking after each meal, especially if you feel bloated, can really make a difference. Now, walking is powerful, but it's only about 15% of the belly fat loss equation. The other 85% is what you do in the kitchen. And honestly, this is where most people make critical mistakes that actually prevent their walking from working. Let me explain the science behind why walking works so well. And more importantly, how to set up your body to actually burn fat when you walk, instead of just burning the food you just ate. Most people think belly fat loss is all about calories in versus calories out, so they assume eating fewer calories means greater fat loss. This is the energy balance equation, which honestly has been proven false many times. Here's the problem. If you lower your dietary calories by about 20%, your metabolic rate also lowers by about 20%. Your body adapts and adjusts. Now, I'm not saying calories don't matter. If you don't eat, you'll lose weight. But the question is it sustainable? Eventually, you need to eat. Many people hit a weight they just can't get below, let's say 155 pounds. No matter what they do, their body won't go lower. That's their individual set point. Unfortunately, too much dieting can actually raise that set point, making each new diet attempt move you further from your goal. Okay, so here's what you really need to know. To actually burn fat, we've got to switch your body to use fat as its main fuel source. There are two fuel sources your body can use: sugar and fat. Most people, honestly, are just burning the sugar from their last meal, so they never really tap into their actual body fat. What we want is your body running on fat, not just when you're sleeping, but also between meals. Now, whether you burn sugar or fat depends on one key hormone: insulin. If insulin goes up, you only burn sugar. If insulin goes down, your body starts burning fat. The thing is, your body naturally wants to hold on to fat, especially around your midsection, as a kind of survival mechanism. But you can use this knowledge to actually force your body to start burning fat. Now, let's look at the 3 types of calories: carbohydrate calories, protein calories, and fat calories. Only one of these really spikes insulin, and that's carbohydrates. Fat calories don't really influence insulin much, but that doesn't mean you can just eat unlimited fat. If you lower your carbohydrates, your body is basically forced to start burning fat for fuel, and will even develop ketones, which are a more available energy source. So there are 2 key strategies that really make walking work for fat loss. First, you need to lower your carbohydrates to get your body into fat-burning mode. Second, and honestly even more important, is eating less frequently. This is called intermittent fasting. For example, I had a friend who tried keto and said it just didn't work for him. He was eating low carb, but he was also snacking on keto fat bombs all day long and actually gaining weight. He totally missed the key component, which is intermittent fasting. See, carbohydrates do increase insulin, but honestly, eating in general increases insulin. Even that little snack between meals is really bad for fat burning. So to succeed, you need to lower your carbs, eat less frequently by practicing intermittent fasting, and do both at the same time. The benefits? Well, your appetite pretty much disappears. There's no hunger between meals. It's actually easy to maintain long term, and you won't have those constant cravings. That's way better than the constant hunger and torture of eating all the time. Now, adapting to fat burning actually takes about 2 days. But here's the thing. Even eating a tiny amount of carbohydrates, like a piece of bread or half a glass of wine, can pause fat burning for 2 full days. That's why consistency is absolutely critical. You really need to follow this program 100% consistently. When you do, your body enters what's called the fat-adapted state, and that's when you become a highly efficient fat-burning machine. Getting fat adapted, which can take up to a month, actually corrects insulin resistance, the real root cause of stubborn belly weight. You'll fix a slow metabolism, and honestly, everything just gets easier. And here's a little tip to improve insulin resistance. Add 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar to water and drink it 2 to 3 times daily with a straw. This simple change can help with weight loss, liver fat reduction, and balancing your blood sugar. Now you can see why walking is so powerful for losing belly fat. When your body is fat adapted and insulin sensitive, that daily walk turns into a real fat burning machine, instead of just burning off your last meal. The combination of proper nutrition, meaning low carb plus intermittent fasting, along with daily walking, really creates the perfect storm for belly fat loss. So give these principles a try and just watch what happens to your midsection.